Remember, I brought what we had not too long ago. It was when it was the Kevin Samuels thing that they played, and I got so much pushback when I brought that up based on what he was saying about like I think it was a part where I was saying I agreed totally what he was saying, but I could see where some women would get upset about him saying about dismissing the part of when he was like, why do all women try to act like On the Color Purple? I gotta fight every, all the time or whatever he was saying. And he was like, and that's not vast majority of women's experience. And I got pushed back on that, which tied into the DV and the SA about how often it does happen to women and is not necessarily talked about because the idea behind it is supposed to be in secret. Nobody's supposed to know. And then I had asked y'all, have each one of y'all know somebody that have experienced that? And every single one of us said we did. And that's why I was saying it's not a matter of trying to say that all men are guilty of that or most men are guilty of that. But there is a significant amount, because I think the stats was saying that it was like 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 women have experienced that. That's a lot. That's a lot. But we don't talk about it because I think a lot of times when we do, I think men feel like we're trying to say it's them, like personally, like how y'all say, if it don't apply, let it fly. But I think because it's such a serious thing, no man wants to be seen as like that person. And I get it. But I think that that's part of why we can't have the conversation as well. But
so it was that conversation that prompted me to kind of dive into it a little bit more. The actual number is 1 in 7 people. That includes men and women. That is huge. That is so huge. I can't believe that we don't talk about it more. Again, I understand why, because it's truly. I don't want to sit for 2 hours and listen to stories about that happening to people. Nobody really wants to sit and I don't know how many of us can stomach it, because all it does is make you angry. But yeah, I dove a bit more into it over the last week, and I was like, oh my God, this is gross.
And the thing is, I think the number for guys, I think the stats that I saw was like maybe 1 in 5 for boys, or 1 in 6. It wasn't too far off, but I think the numbers for boys are probably even higher. And the reason I say that is because socially, some of it is accepted in terms of if you a young boy and it's the older babysitter that's like 15 and you're 10 or 11, is like, oh my, like y'all brag about it in a sense of it being a sexual experience, like, oh, I was getting it in at 10, as opposed to it truly being a situation where you were taken advantage of. So I think the numbers for guys are a lot higher, because all of the guys that I know personally and talked about when they started having sex, it was always mostly a situation where it was the older babysitter that, was doing some things. And so I think the numbers are actually much higher for guys than like the 1 in 7 or something like that.
Okay, so did you want to add on to that? I didn't want to go into the whole, but
I mean, ain't that what it's saying in the Bible? John the Baptist based most of the all his stuff off the Bible.
So I just wanted to ask, I just wanted
to interpret the Bible. So that's why I think there's a lot of issues depending on who reads the Bible and how it's interpreted.
Absolutely.
I've heard some stuff like
all the Bible
happens. I don't know him like that at all. It's just only in these spaces. And sometimes I've heard him say things that I do hear a lot of people say sometimes that you interpret it to your benefit.
So kind of like they did with the slaves. So listen, I just wanted to address it's something I saw on Facebook real fast. I am now confused on what men want out of a maid. I just saw a Siamese twin, not both of them, but one of them got married. And I guess the other one is just waiting for her mate. I don't know how that's going to work. But they specifically said Haley got married, which means whoever the other girl, whatever her name is, did not get married. But that's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is she got a man. She got a ring.
Do you got a picture of this? Wait, so it was two people living in one body?
Yeah, they were connected by the head. They were connected by the head and shared the same body.
Like, yeah.
They couldn't separate them because of where they were connected.
Does one of them have more control over the body than the other one?
Probably Haley.
The one that got married got more control?
Possibly.
You know, it's really wild. If one of them didn't want to have sex, could he be charged with rape?
Oh, because she could be like, I just want to be very clear. Haley, you're married to Haley, not
Right.
stick with Haley's vagina.
Okay, I just want to add clarity here.
Separate vagina. You know, maybe she can hers is.
And you know,
I got mixed up. I didn't know which.
I think that's a prime example of what relationships look like when you have two people fighting against each other. Two heads on one body. That's all I think that's.
That's 2 mouths. And then the second part of that's 2 mouths. That's 2 mouths. But you always got a mediator. Hopefully they don't think the same. Like, nah, you was wrong, sis. You know, and hopefully she's honest.
What is their names? Because they are older. I remember when they were younger.
Oh, but is she married?
You said that they were joined at the head, so it's two separate bodies.
Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
I think they share. I remember they share one body, but have.
Yeah, share one body.
Yeah, they share one body.
And he look happy too. Look at him.
Because he in a threesome every night. Well,
he's in
a 2.5. Some.
You might love different things about each one of them. I don't know.
Yeah, they share the same boobs. Listen, but you know what? That dress kind of big. Let me look and see if I can see up the bottom. Let me see, because they may have different. Oh, Abby and Brittany. That's their name. Let's see. No, they shared. They only got one below. They literally have 2 heads and one. Everything. The only thing they have separate is the heads. Oh, I'm so happy for them, though.
What do you think when you see that?
Wait, Shan, say what you said. Say what you said when you said. She sent me the thing like, look at this way. I'll tell you what she said.
Shut up, mistaken. You know you can't keep nothing a secret, boo.
No, it was funny. It wasn't anything bad. She said, I'm not married because I'm black. She said, if they can get married, she said, I ain't married because I'm black.
Them white men be
I'm
married.
sure.
You
I'm sure there's shit
Hey,
that
I think it might be some credence to this. She like,
No, she ain't not married because there's no man good enough for her.
You say what?
It's no man that you deem good enough that you wanted to marry.
Those are lies.
Oh my God, such harsh language.
Those are lies.
no, Shan. I'm sure there are things that they will be able to accept that you wouldn't be able to. Like this dude, like I can see him saying some shit like, "What are you gonna do? Divorce me?" Like it's one of those situations where you can actually say and mean without gaslighting or trying to be manipulative and say, "Come on, sis, who else gonna marry you?" Like,
I would hope that that's not the
like
case.
one of them. No, look, one of them is really. I just looked at the picture. One of them is really, really, really ugly, and the other one is really just okay at best.
Well, he looks
You're one man. You got to deal with two different personalities all the time. Not some of the time, but all the time. There's some shit you wouldn't accept that I'm sure this man is gonna be able to get away with. Like you got like more power to this dude. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I wouldn't. And I don't. Well, maybe their box is split. Maybe they got. Never
no,
mind.
it's not split. I've already checked.
Oh Lord. So what if the right side is saying, "Hey, I need you to move a little bit more to the left," so I like, and
You're
then the
not
left side is like, "No, I need you a little bit more to the right." Oh, I need you harder. Oh no, softer. Like this shit is crazy.
Black
Well,
lexicon.
no, if it one fall asleep, one into it, the other like I'm going to sleep one time.
Right. Black lexicon said, "Oh my goodness, that has got to be next. A black and white Siamese twin."
The black and white Siamese twin.
I thought he meant. Oh, okay, I read it. But I thought he meant the conversation you say is because I have to be black because the Siamese twins ended up getting married. Do you think that there is some legitimacy to what Chan just said about white men? No, I mean about white men. Because remember, we had the conversation about interracial relationships in terms of white men have the mindset of wanting to marry, but we have a lot of black men that don't really believe in marriage or especially in this space from what we see and what the stats are saying that more and more people are not getting married. They don't see the value in marriage this day.
It take me out because I know I'm a little odd, but just period. A lot of black women.
My response was to you because I think you got a man that want to marry you right now, maybe 2 or 3. So
I said take me out of the situation.
So this go back to the value proposition, right? When we was talking about people seeing themselves a certain way. So sometimes the men that would marry aren't the men that the women want. So does that say more about the man or that the women may have a different value than what the market is rated at? Because if you asking for price and you get it, then you value yourself at the
AP.
right.
We see it, AP.
Yes.
AP, stop. I think that it's definitely so this is the thing, right? There are far more women than there are men. For it to be the woman, these men will be married, right? It's just meaning they don't want them. They want because they have choices, right? So if men were marrying and they just weren't marrying them, I would say you're in delusion. You're not, but only a certain amount of men are marrying, period.
You're saying there are far more women than there are men that are marriageable?
No, she's saying population wise. She's not saying.
So if only God had ordained a solution to help us get through that issue.
Marcus, Nobody wants to be about that life.
What you mean? Yeah. So if he's talking about polygamy, I get that. I'm down for polygamy. It just doesn't go again. It's just not. It's not. My Bible doesn't support it, right? So that's the only thing.
It does.
It doesn't. It's about Old Testament stuff. I'm talking about new and red and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm saying is, if my Bible were onto it and it just weren't, it was the law of the land, I wouldn't mind doing it, right? But because for me, hey, two people, look, get this house clean. I got a little buddy. We go to grocery shopping together. She my friend. Everything checks out for me. But as far as what you were saying, I do think that other cultures of men, and we mentioned this before, are more marriage minded in this day, than we are. And that goes for men and women, though.
I agree with that. And I think a lot of it has to do with when they start being, let's say, toddlers and stuff, they're already being formed and taught that this is the goal. Whereas we have so many single households, that's not what we are.
See it.
Right, exactly. It's not played out for us.
Mm-hmm. They don't see it. It's not bad. It's not bad. And I would even say it's women's fault because I've seen Black women who talk their sons out of getting married. They've talked their sons out of getting married.
I just want y'all to know, dude is petty. He only married one half.
He did.
That's petty as hell.
Because it's polygamy if you marry two of them, right? It's illegal. So the other one just a side chick. And she can't even help it. It's illegal to marry. She has her own identity by the law, I'm sure.
Right.
So it is illegal.
Literal. Like, we're not even speaking figuratively. She's literally a side chick.
Y'all going to hell. Y'all going to hell. Listen. Going to hell. But it is definitely illegal. So they probably couldn't even put her on the marriage certificate because then that's polygamy.
So we need to legalize it to protect the sanctity of them people relationship. I'm with you.
They didn't even bend the law for them. So they ain't gonna bend the law for you.
It's gonna be interesting on how he's going to address when they doing what they do and she just there. It's weird.
She better turn into a rapper and make some ad libs.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's the widow. And
why you say that?
Just he wants the two women.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you have to be a special kind of man to marry
two women.
Not to marry two women, two women that are joined together.
But you know that some people have fetishes like that. Like
I was saying like that.
So, but how unfair is it to the one that didn't get married that she got to deal with this?
And listen, we don't even know. She may have liked him too, but the marriage certificate only allows one person, and she probably said, "Okay, if you can, sister, you can do it." I'm sure they had to be in agreement on a man that they, I would hate that my sister would marry a man that I don't even like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that it worked. And they look very happy in that picture. She looks like she's like happy too. So, but what would be interesting?
That's her permanent face.
If Abby found a man that she liked and she like, well, I want this man. Does that mean you have to have sex twice?
So
true. If the other one was married to somebody else, that's gonna be conflict. Because if the first husband, how would the first husband feel about that?
What if he got a divorce from the one and then married the other one because the first one wasn't acting right?
I think we don't went too far with this.
This is not right. This conversation is not right. Okay, it is not right.
I do have a point though. I have a point. I have just a quick point.
Look
He
at
would
what
never
I
be able.
post it in the back chat real quick.
He would never be able to marry or divorce her for infidelity. He literally has a built-in excuse.
I may be like, girl, can you do it this time? I'm willing to believe they only use one name because of the marriage certificate. I don't think that I don't think that it's literally that I fell in love with Abby and I didn't fall in love with Hannah, whatever the girl name is. I think that it was just for the marriage certificate. If you guys are two separate entities, you just can't marry two different women because that's just illegal. I think that's what it is.
So you mean to tell me this?
Huh?
These laws got to be addressed. This is ungodly. If he made two people, he should have been
I
able
don't know
to
if it's ungodly, but it is definitely very. It's not very fair for the Siamese.
This
Of the Siamese. That's how you got to approach the law. This is discrimination. Siamese twins cannot even get married because of polygamy. How fair is it that she needs to be that's what you got to travel to her and you have to advocate and to have her advocate for herself and the laws will be changed.
That's true. Two heads are better than one.
Listen, I'm giving you Marcus.
That's what it said. Two heads are better than one. You got that right.
But did you notice that it looked like she was always looking over her shoulder? Like the way they're joined, it looked like there's a short person hanging over her shoulder.
I'm not trying to get the picture like
she's always photobombing her sister.
That's not funny.
All right, I'm done. God forgive me.
Y'all a different type of, and the fact that these chicks is married, but if it's a bitch out there laughing and she's single, this chick got married before us. So how about that? Jokes on us. I believe they put that out there for that.
Maybe you should glue another head on your body.
Yeah. Who knew the whole time I just needed another mouth?